we are now experimenting. So what I'm trying to get at is get across to you is that we've been experimenting with lots of different things to see which ones stick, which ones really grab clients' attentions. And the one that we are about to do is an online, well, not an online panel, but a panel where a global panel where you can send instructions to. So we will be using one of these normal sort of standard panel companies. We're talking to a couple at the moment, and we'll be filtering out panelists who have their own cameras who can upload their own content.
Okay.
And we can set them tasks. So it's exciting in the sense that we can set really interesting tasks like make a film or show us your fridge or whatever it might be. And we can then stimulate dialogues and conversation. But what we can't lose sight of is that at the end of the day, clients want solutions. The process itself is, I guess, like lots of other online surveys, etc. It's not the process that's exciting. It's the speed and the immediacy of the outputs. And for us, from an analysis and interpretation point of view, it doesn't speed things up anymore. Once we get the content, we still have to go through it in exactly the same way. The difference is that we're not there to film it ourselves, and we're asking for other people to film. So a new layer of analysis sets in, Robert, which is why have they chosen to film what they have filmed?
Does that make it easier, or does that make it more rich?
More rich. More, I mean, more. It's different. I wouldn't say it's any richer than conventional ethnographic research, which I never thought I'd use conventional and ethnographic research in the same sentence, but it doesn't make it any richer. It just makes it different because what you're looking at is content created by the user. So you must therefore ask yourself, why have they chosen to show us what they've chosen to show us?
Okay. Doesn't that rather complicate things, though?
No, because you see, when we go in home and do our own filming with a respondent, when we do participant observation, we're often filming things that the subject won't even realize is important, would never show us normally, would never talk about, because they wouldn't think it worth mentioning. Those are the sorts of things you miss out on when the user generates their own content.
Okay.
Because they're only showing you what they want to show you. Having said that, that in itself is an interesting approach. So what I kind of advocate, if you like, what I suggest is using online and then doubling up by doing deep dives, participant observations. So if you have a panel of 100 people who send you content, choose the best 3 or 4 and then go in and do your sort of ethnographic filming with co-discoveries on top to get the real...
So actually get in touch with the people and actually go and film them.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think the beauty of online for us is the sample size. Is you can get huge amounts of content and you can start to get understandings and patterns. It's kind of... I hate this expression, but it's sort of quantitative scale with qualitative depth.
Right.
So you can use a panel to get large amounts of responses, but then you still need to drill down. I still would question the depth that you would get from asking somebody to create content compared to going and filming it for ourselves.
Okay. So it's kind of finding a middle way.
Yeah.
Because I guess what's behind all of these technologies is, obviously that it can make it faster and cheaper, but also, that you have these new ways of connecting people and engaging people and using the internet to get in touch with people. But I guess the danger is that you end up kind of dumbing it down, I suppose, or you end up losing a lot of the richness. I mean, if if you look at the example you gave of getting people to film for themselves instead of you filming them, I mean, okay, it has advantages and disadvantages, but you're losing something there, aren't you? You're making a compromise.
Well,
you're saying we'll do it this way because it's easier, and we'll put up with the loss. Do you think that the traditional methods can survive in the face of the sort of pressure and time that there is?
I think the traditional methods will change in response.
Right.
They won't become extinct. I think they'll have to change. Look, traditional research methods, qualitative research methods, have already changed. You can't really. I haven't seen a standard qual presentation in recent years without a photograph or a video clip in it. Okay, and there was a time when this just would not happen. And I can foresee maybe 10 years from now where you wouldn't do a piece of qual without first getting a landscape picture of a much larger sample qualitatively. I think that's the beauty of this, is the number of responses you can elicit. When we go and do ethnographic research in home, per market, the most we would do would be 12 people per market. Okay, so think about having suddenly maybe 200, maybe 500 replies, contents, short clips sent to you. Okay, there's the time in scanning these and viewing these, but remember that most of these will also be tagged by people. In other words, they'll have their own search terms added. So you can filter them and you can narrow down to, okay, you're going to miss out maybe on some stuff, but if you want to do a quick scan of what people have sent you, it makes it really, really straightforward. And then you can start drilling down and looking at the stuff that's really important.